My name is Gurveer Brah. This is Screen Off Script. Today, I'm here with Cal Brunker, the director of PAW Patrol, the Dino movie. First off, Cal, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you so much.
Love having Canadians on the show. I think it's the best. I try to support as much as I can, but this is bigger than this is so much bigger. PAW Patrol is like humongous. Just on a personal note, my nieces and nephews grew up on, they're still growing up on PAW Patrol. They love these pups. They love dinosaurs, so I think they're gonna be so excited for this one.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. My kids grew up on Paw Patrol too, and
Yeah?
also dinosaurs. So yeah, trying to do them proud.
It's such an easy cross section. It's like you took like the two things that absolutely have to work and you just smashed it. I'm curious, on like as the person directing, what is it about Paw Patrol? Because like I'm seeing this externally. Like I see the kids and what is it about Paw Patrol that's captured like the hearts of so many kids?
I think it's just their uncynical, really good-hearted, clear moral stories, and I think people just, they do the right thing. They're adorable. Who doesn't love puppies? And it's really clear to kids. They're doing rescues. They're helping people. I think it's something that kids can really latch onto and understand. And yeah, it's been a real honor to be a part of it for the last 7 years. It's been a big run.
Yeah, no, I love that. And the funny thing is I was thinking about it just from like a selfish perspective. Like I don't think any of the kids are watching me. Do you know what I mean? Like on social media that but the parents, every single parent I know, they're they're the ones that are more likely to listen and to think like just from that perspective, I was thinking like, man, one thing I want to talk to you about is Saturday morning cartoons. Because what else was like the foundation for all of us, especially in this space, than those cartoons? I'm curious for you, what are like those formative Saturday morning cartoons that made you love the stuff?
So the earliest stuff would have that I would have watched would have been like gummy bears, the old Disney gummy bears, the Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters, all those kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those kind of things were what was Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid. I think, uh, when I was young, I didn't really understand that that was a job that somebody had. It wasn't maybe until high school that I was drawing a lot and knew I wanted to work in movies, and then I found animation as a path into that. And it was once I was on that path that I really started to dig in and fall in love. For me, movies like The Iron Giant, Finding Nemo, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin, those were the like when I was a little older and really starting my journey in animation, those were the formative movies for me uh, in the animation world. And then, this being a dino movie, Jurassic Park is probably the reason I wanted to get into making movies for the first time. Is I saw that and my I don't know how old I was, 12 or 13 probably. My teenage brain couldn't put together what was real and how I felt, and aren't dinosaurs amazing and could we bring them back to life and all these things. And so when there was a chance to make a Paw Patrol movie about dinosaurs, it was something I couldn't resist.
No, I absolutely could not agree more. There's something about dinosaurs when you see them when you're young, that it's just like overwhelms the senses. I don't know what it is, but like literally that's first seen in Jurassic Park when you see the Brontosauruses, I believe, where that's one of the most iconic, memorable scenes I'll see in my entire life. And one thing that you actually mentioned there is I always think about this. It's like the shows that I connected to as a kid, I've gone back to a few as an adult, like Hey Arnold or like The Weekenders. I don't know if you ever got a chance to check those out, but now when I see these, I go, wow, like these are so much more thoughtful and have so much more depth than I realized as a kid. But even back then, there must have been something that was like part of it. That's why it resonated with me. Like, how important is it to add those layers into shows and movies for kids, for yourself, or like really to make sure it actually works?
It's a great question. I think that's at the center of all of these Paw movies for me, is trying to build each movie on a theme that resonates both with kids and adults. The Dino movie is about the power of perseverance, about getting knocked down and picking yourself up It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. You got to just keep going. And I think that's a thing I want to tell my kids. And it's a thing I need to tell myself sometimes too, right? Like it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. Just keep going. And so I think having a sense of meaning behind the adventure is what makes movies resonate with people, and hopefully they can have an emotional experience in the theater because of it. They see themselves up there on the screen, even though it's puppy dogs. They're like, yeah, I've been through that. I remember what it's like to try and pick myself up and have another try at something that seems impossible.
You know, I love that you brought that up. The idea of perseverance, especially like as a creative, I'm always just curious, like, because you're the one doing it, you know, like what is it about, um, like when you're trying to make it in the arts or you're trying to do anything creative, what is that thing that perseverance plays a factor in with actually getting stuff made?
I would say that uh, the truest thing on my journey has been that it never really gets easier. You never make it. You're always, it might be at a different level, but you always feel like you're part of that battle. And the sooner in your artistic journey that you can appreciate that that's the journey, you're not gonna get past a line and then it's gonna be like easy. So you got to learn to love that journey. And I think the sooner you just kind of go, if it's filmmaking or writing or whatever, it's just I am a writer. I don't need to get to anything. I'm telling myself I'm doing that. I'm doing the work. It's hard. Nobody's going to read my stuff, but then somebody might one day. And if they won't, then maybe I'll try and put it in a graphic novel because somebody might read that easier, or I'll make my own short film because someone might watch that easier. It's always a battle, and I think that's you got to fall in love with the battle. That's
Yeah.
the secret, I think, to creative work life.
No, I love that. I think that's such a great answer. The last thing I wanted to ask you about is I had a moment when I was watching it where I was like, is that Snoop Dogg? Like I was like, because
Is it?
like the voice is so recognizable, but a part of me was like, is Snoop Dogg in Paw Patrol a little too on the nose? Like that's so perfect. It almost works too well.
That's right, and he says, "Stay cool, little doggies." It's great. He is so nice, such a fun guy to work with. He's a really good animation voice actor too, which was I was surprised by how naturally it came to him. Yeah, he's wonderful, and he's got a. We see him in the first sequence in the movie.
How does that even come together? Like, how do you get such a big name like Snoop Dogg involved in Paw Patrol? Like, that doesn't seem like something that would be easy to get done, but it does make sense in a weird way for some reason.
I think often because people have young people in their life, whether it's nieces or nephews or kids or grandkids or whatever it is that Paw Patrol is important to, and then these actors are like, I want to be part of that. I want to be cool to the 4 year old in my life, whether it's nieces and nephews or whoever it is or kids. And so that's often how it comes.
It's crazy how often my motivations are I just want to be cool to my nieces and nephews. It's
Yeah.
so true. It's unbelievable. Last question I got is it's just because you have such an extensive career in animation, but I'm just curious, like, because you're already like Paw Patrol is as big as it gets. I always view it like that, right? Like these are like the biggest franchises that kids are going to remember forever and ever and ever. And it's amazing that yourself as a Canadian, you're attached to these kinds of things. Are there any like dream projects that you would love to work on? Like maybe on an animation front, maybe not. I'm just curious how your brain works for approaching that.
So I think two things. One, yeah, there's other stuff that I'm excited about, but I also think in this world, when there's so many things pulling everyone's attention in different directions, it's so wonderful to be part of something that people already know and are anticipating when it comes out. I've worked on movies, a decade ago where you have to educate an audience about what it even is, and that's not the case with Paw Patrol. And it's such a wonderful tailwind when you've been working on something, working, no pun intended, working your tail off for 3 years on something, and then you put it out into the world and everyone's excited and waiting for it. That's the best feeling in the world. So I love being part of these movies. I love that there's an audience excited for them when they come out. That's a real gift, and I don't take it for granted.
I love that, man. And genuinely, like you have no idea. Like it's hilarious that something is so like deeply ingratiated into my family. So like I appreciate you in a different level. And yeah, congratulations on the movie. It's so much fun. I can't wait for people to check it out. And thank you so much for your time.
Take care. Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Have